Hey there, it's Collin, Fett, your agent. Hey, I'm coming to you with a June market update. Every month I come to you with the latest stats, what's going on in the market, and try to dissect what that means for the future, what it historically has meant, and then obviously what it means for you, whether you're looking to buy, sell, rent, invest, how it affects you. So let's dive right into the numbers. So June numbers, new listings. We had 86 new listings come during the month of May. So this is throughout the month of May for the June 1st numbers, essentially. 86 new listings, 69 total for sale, which I'm going to get to in a second. Historically low, which I've been saying every month on these. We've got no inventory. Total pending, 91 pending, which is up 15 from last year. I'll compare that in a sec here. Year to date, we've got 238. Average sale price, and this is in the city of Ames, 294,000. Average days on market, 34, which is absolutely plummeted. You look at this graph right here, our days on market kind of hovered around 2 months, and they dropped just significantly here, which obviously there's kind of a lag to that statistic. So like your days on market for the ones that were listed in December, they were on the market for 3 months and they sold in February, or 2 months, they sold in February. So the February number actually looks high, but the ones that were actually listed in February were selling, quickly. February, March, April, as you can see, that just slides down. And this doesn't adjust for the new construction. There's some new construction that have been on the market for 200 days because they're just a spec house. They're not actually built, and especially now with lumber costs, they're not getting built. So the reality of when you take those out, the days on market for a house in Ames is less than 5 days. Absorption rate, 1.1 months. Again, absorption rate means if there was no new houses coming to the market, how long would it take for there to be all the houses bought? And again, this number is probably skewed a bit because it's including some of those new construction, and even some of those, we've got probably 7 houses out of the 69 houses for sale in Ames that are over 700,000. There's a small subset of people that are looking to buy those, and so those have been staying on the market much longer than the $200,000 house because there's a lot more buyers than that. So if we were just to adjust out of those, and which I'm going to point out in a second here, and just took kind of that first-time home buyer or move-up home buyer price, which we consider probably 200 to 300,000, that price point is hot right now. Which, looking at this graph, so just looking at price per square foot. So this is just 200,000 to 300,000, what has sold in the price per square foot. This is above ground. So if you've got finished basement, not included, above ground, this is the sales. So going all the way back to 2018, October 2018, we're at 140. Now we're at 191 for square footage. So that's a significant, what's that, $50 a square foot that you gained if you bought a house in October of 2018 till now. I mean, obviously you got to adjust for condition and all this stuff, but this is kind of a number that, man, you see it really climb up here. Even, we see it kind of oscillate, but it's kind of a steady little climb up into 2020, and then all of a sudden, the end of 2020, I mean, we weren't over 170 as an average, and then bam, we're in the 180s, 190s. So it's real. Prices have increased significantly here, just like flipping a switch. Looking at some other numbers here. So this is at 200 to 300. So I kind of break it up per price categories. And the interesting thing too, I mean, there's plenty of sample market share or whatever. It's not like there was 2 houses that sold and brought that price up. I mean, there's 29 houses that sold in the month of May in this price bracket of 200 to 300. So it's not just one outlier that drew that number up. So, and it's been up in the 190s for 2 months. I remember a couple of years ago that new construction was kind of selling at $200 per square foot. And now we see, houses built in 1970 that are, priced at $225, or, normally would have been priced at 200, selling for 225, 230, 240 in this market. Pendings. So I was talking about pendings. Pending is kind of the activity of the market. It shows, how much stuff is selling. And so this month we've got, let's see, May right here, 91, exact same as last month or last year in May, 91. So we have the same amount of activity happening. You can see April, we were actually ahead a little bit. March, we were, just ahead a little bit. So there's the same number of buyers in the market, but our active listings, which I talk about every month, it's 100 less. We had 163 last year in May 2020. And now we've got 69 active listings. So just way less houses on the market and the same amount of buyers looking to buy, essentially. So the question lies, what's that mean for me? You watching this, what's that mean? If you're an owner, if you own real estate right now, prices are just going through the roof. Is it going to stay that way? I mean, I've talked to lots of different industries. I'm sure, listening to anything, it seems like inflation is happening. Inflation is real. The cool thing about real estate is whatever you buy today, it locks in that price. And, that's how properties essentially part of how they appreciate in values, because the value of the dollar gets less and your property stays the same. It pins it in time. So I think that's kind of what we're seeing here. I anticipate that it'll kind of balance out, and it won't grow by $30 per square foot every month like we saw the last couple months, but I could see it flattening out. So if you're looking to sell, now is a fantastic time to sell. However, unless you're planning on getting a camper and traveling the country, or if you've already got a second home or something like that, you're looking at having to buy, which means that you get a great price for your house, but then you're getting $30 per square foot over, what kind of was status quo for your house, but then you go to buy. So maybe for downsizing, if you're moving out of a $400,000 house, moving into a $200,000 house, you're getting, 10% more and paying 10% more, but the difference is, less on the less expensive house. So that could be a situation. Obviously there's people that have to move just because they have to move. The other way to look at it too, buyers, should I buy now? Should I not? I've been telling folks, if you're looking to buy, it's got to be a long-term play. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know if the bottom's going to fall out. We don't know if it's going to keep going up. Interest rates being low, it does keep your payment. You can afford to pay more because people buy on payment, not on price. So you can afford to buy the $200,000 house for $225,000. If interest rates are at 2.5 versus 5, it's the same monthly payment. Let's say it's probably actually more or less, but same monthly payment. But if you're going to have to move in 2 years, you might be upside down, essentially. If you're going to plan on staying there for 15 years, you're going to be fine. You're better off buying now, having a low interest rate locked in, than the uncertainty of the future. Who knows what interest rates are going to go to 2, 3, 4 years from now. And you have been renting for 4 years. So that's the biggest thing I'm telling folks that are looking to buy is make sure it's somewhere you want to stay for a while, because you're probably going to want to stay there for a while. Like I said, looking to sell, fantastic time to sell if you have the means and you want to sell. You have a rental property. Like I got a house that we're selling that has been a rental historically. Great time to get out of a rental if you've got a rental, like single family house rental, because that market is just red hot. So as always, this was a little bit longer. It seemed like there was a little bit more to unpack because we just saw such a crazy increase this past month, 2 months really, in the trend of the price per square foot and kind of what's going on. So if you watched it all the way in, thank you very much. And as always, I'm here if you got questions about your specific situation, what's going on, what should I do, how should I position myself. I'm more than happy to take a call or an email. And with that, hope you have a great day.